There is something your brain does automatically. When you walk through a forest, it keeps your eyes level, not looking up, not scanning the canopy. Eyes level. Always moving forward, scanning the ground and the space ahead of you. You do this without deciding to. And the reason goes back further than you can imagine. If you can think of one situation where looking up could get you killed, drop a comment and subscribe right now, because by the end of this video, you will have 6 more. In the ancient world, looking up for too long was one of the most dangerous things you could do. Not because the sky was dangerous, because looking up meant you had stopped watching everything else. And in the prehistoric world, everything else was what killed you. The human visual system did not evolve to scan the sky. It evolved to read a specific band of the environment. Always ground level, always eye level, the zone where predators moved, where threats appeared, where rivals approached, where the ground could turn an ankle, where roots and rocks and holes ended hunts and caused injuries that killed people in a world without medicine. The eyes are positioned in the front of the head for a reason. Eyes focused forward, wide peripheral vision to the sides. Almost no upward coverage at all without tilting the head. And tilting the head was the problem. The moment you tilt your head back to look up, your peripheral vision drops toward the ground. Your forward vision angles toward the sky. The ground in front of you disappears from view. And in the ancient world, the ground in front of you was full of things that required your attention. But there was a second problem with looking up, a more dangerous one. When you look up, your silhouette changes. Your throat becomes exposed. Your posture opens. Your center of gravity shifts slightly backward. You are no longer in a position of readiness. You are in a position of vulnerability. And vulnerability in the ancient world was noticed. Not just by other humans, by everything that was watching, because things were always watching. Now here is the first real reason ancient humans feared looking up. Predators waited in trees. In the environments where early humans evolved and spread, certain apex predators were specifically adapted to hunting from above. The leopard is perhaps the most relevant. Leopards are ambush predators. They move silently through canopy and lower branches. They are extraordinarily difficult to detect from below. Their spotted coats are specifically designed to break up their outline against dappled light and leaf shadow. And they attack from above. A leopard dropping from a branch has a significant tactical advantage over any prey that did not see it coming. Ancient humans, who regularly scanned the canopy as they moved through forest environments, were more likely to detect the leopard before it detected the optimal moment to strike. Ancient humans, who kept their eyes forward and failed to scan upward, were more likely to walk beneath a leopard that had already decided they were prey. But here's the problem. Scanning the canopy requires looking up, and looking up removes your attention from the ground, from the space directly ahead of you, from the peripheral zones where other threats could be approaching while your head was tilted back. Ancient humans solved this problem the only way available. They developed the habit of brief, rapid upward scans rather than sustained upward gaze. Just a quick check. Eyes up for 2 seconds, then eyes forward again. The constant sustained upward gaze that modern people use in safe environments to watch clouds, to admire trees, to observe birds, was a luxury that the ancient world did not safely permit. The second reason ancient humans were cautious about looking up was the birds. Not because birds were dangerous, because birds were information. Specific bird behaviors in the canopy and above the tree line were primary signals about what was happening in the surrounding environment. A sudden eruption of birds from a specific location meant something had disturbed them. Circling birds at altitude meant a large dead animal or a dying one in a specific location. The behavior of certain bird species in response to specific predators was information that ancient humans who spent years in the same territory learned to read. Reading birds required watching them, and watching birds required looking up, but not staring up. Reading the birds was a skill of peripheral attention and brief directed glances, not the sustained upward gaze that took your eyes off the ground and the space around you. The third reason was the most fundamental. Attention is always finite. Your brain cannot fully process two different visual fields simultaneously. When you look up, you are not just changing what your eyes point at. You are reallocating your entire attentional budget. The cognitive resources that were monitoring the ground, reading the terrain, tracking the movement of group members, scanning for threat at eye level, are redirected upward. And the ground and the space around you continue to produce events that require attention whether or not you are giving it to them. A route in your path, a change in the terrain that signals wet ground or unstable footing, a movement at the edge of your peripheral field, a sound that requires your eyes to move toward it quickly. All of these continue to happen while your head is tilted back, but your processing capacity for them is dramatically reduced. Ancient humans understood this not as a neurological principle. They understood it through consequences. The person who tripped and broke an ankle because they were looking up. The person who walked into the wrong terrain feature because their eyes were on the canopy. The person who failed to detect an approaching threat because their attention was elsewhere. These consequences were observed, remembered, and transmitted as behavioral norms. Keep your eyes level. Watch the ground constantly. Brief glances upward only. Never long ones. The fourth reason was specific to open ground. In open terrain, looking up for extended periods meant your silhouette against the sky became more visible from a distance. A figure standing in open ground with head tilted back is a specific shape, fully visible to everything, completely stationary, easily located, entirely exposed with no cover. In terrain where rival human groups moved, where large predators operated, where being seen before you see was almost always a disadvantage. Reducing your visibility while maintaining your own awareness was a survival skill. Looking up in open ground increased your visibility while decreasing your awareness. The exact opposite of what survival required. So what did ancient humans actually do when they needed information from the sky? So they delegated the task. The group, spread across the landscape, included members positioned at different heights, in different directions, with different visual fields. Someone at a vantage point had the upward view covered. Someone in the lower terrain had the ground covered. The group's combined visual field was wider, more complete, and more continuously monitored than any single individual could achieve. The answer to the problem of dangerous upward gaze was the same as the answer to most problems in the ancient world. You did not do it alone. You did it as part of a system. The next time you find yourself lying on your back watching clouds, or craning your neck to look at the top of a building, or gazing at the night sky for long, uninterrupted minutes, notice that your brain produces a very faint, almost imperceptible discomfort, a background sense that you should be watching something else, that you have been looking up for too long, that something might be happening at ground level that you are missing. That is not anxiety. That is the oldest visual monitoring system ever built, still running today, still reminding you that the ground is where the threats were, and that looking up, however beautiful the view, was never free. Drop a comment and tell me how many of the 6 reasons you already knew. And subscribe because next time we are going somewhere even stranger than this.